Hello everyone, this is Kat, and welcome back to Crossout. And today we're on the dev server looking at the scout vehicle. Gonna look what it contains and see if there's anything interesting among it. So this is gonna be the new pack, and apparently it also has the new deluxe version. On top of that, it has a new garage, which is gonna be the Assault Force garage, which I'm gonna be doing a first look of in a bit. Like, I'm gonna go drive in it with no prior knowledge whatsoever, so you guys can get a real reaction from me. So, the deluxe version will contain everything that the normal version has, and a bit more, as far as I understand. We're not sure about the price, but we're gonna be assuming it's gonna be similar to the Horsemen of the Apocalypse packs. So that would be something like around 30 for the normal one and 50-60 for the deluxe one. Still think these packs are overpriced, but well, the devs are really not listening to whatever we're telling them, so there's no real way that we can change that, sadly. But I can at least give you an honest opinion on the vehicle itself, and then you guys can make a decision on whether you guys want to buy it or not. So, the normal one here contains a jawbreaker, razorback, and 4 APC wheel steering, 2 headlights, and 2 hell lamps, as well as these twin exhausts. In terms of like old stuff, pretty sure that the warning lights are also old things, as well as of course most of the armor parts here. Those are all things that already existed, but it also comes with a Doppler radar, which makes it come with 4 different epics, which makes it decently in value, like decently well, depending on how expensive it is and how many coins come along with it, of course. And of course, the new item here is going to be the ATGM Flute, as well as the left barrier, right barrier, defense line, and defensive perimeter. And if I'm not mistaken, they are either in Scavengers or Steppen Wolves. I have here right barrier, left barrier. Those are right there. I don't see the other 2 parts here though. So I'm not sure whether you can unlock those in any of the other factions, but I've at least found those 2 in the left and right here. Those have already been added to the Sebulls. Sadly, they are going to be in the same group as the war parts. And because every time you level up your prestige, you're going to get 1 random part among these. It's going to take a little while for you guys to unlock all of these. That's what I can say. Actually, here's the defense line right there. And now I see in here's the defensive perimeter. So those are actually just normal left ones. Those are not even prestige parts. So you're going to actually unlock those a bit early. So this is the vehicle, of course, and I have dissected it right here for a little bit more visibility. I'm gonna just take out the jawbreaker right here so all the parts stop being all flashy red, even though we do get the energy signs on the weapons and everything. So these are all new parts. The deluxe version, I have to point out, it does come with the CK for the APC wheels. That does not come with the normal version. Here you can see all the old parts that are functional. Here's all the already existing armor parts and stickers, which I did not go into because those are not functional, and those are pretty subjective. So here are the new armor parts. The instrument is a bumper that has very low damage, but pretty good durability for a pretty low power score. So that's a decent part right there. It's pretty heavy though. It can be a very compact way of protecting your vehicle. It kind of feels like a what's it called? Small plow. Although the small plow has slightly more health and mass compared to this thing does seem to have a bit better connection points. Then we got another bumper, which is the defense line, which has decent connection points. Let's see, check whether it has the underside. Yes, underside has 2 points as well. Uh, Pretty low durability, but it's pretty good for like that size of a bumper because of course otherwise you would go kind of like in blade wing territory, etc. And maybe even buggy bumper. But again, this thing is gonna perform reasonably well compared to those. Like it's pretty compact, has good connection points. So those 2 are pretty good parts, and of course they are very easily obtainable in the scavengers line. These are the new parts that have to be obtained for the prestige, and I only think these will be worth it if we want to make some kind of race car art build. And other than that, you should just totally ignore them. Then we have the decorative grill parts, and gonna have to double check whether those are included in the normal one, because I don't think those are. Yeah, they're not included in the normal pack at all. They're only included in the deluxe version, where you see you have the rear bar here and you have these side bars right there. This one in the rear does replace one of these, but we're gonna just double check. Both have come with 6 of these, so you should still get all those parts. If you're a newer player, they apparently fit it somewhere else because, oh, actually it is there, but it's just one further down the line, as you guys can see there. They put something else in between that looks to be 2 of these small struts. Does this thing come with 2 small struts? It does not. Although it does come with, yeah, a bunch of other parts again, which make it look like these are a lot more items overall than it actually is because of the extra stickers and everything. So those are the new decor items. So we're gonna go back here. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. These decorative grills have a very high durability. Look at that, 62 points of durability. That's a really good amount of health for a decor part. So, other than that, of course, that the fact that the top part doesn't have connection points, and in the case of these ones, which have angled sides, don't have any connection points on this side either. As far as I know, they... Actually, no, they don't have full connection points on the bottom either, so do keep that in mind. They could probably be added on vehicles without much loss. Their reputation gain is 4%, which I think is higher than most normal ones. Or they changed that. 4 and 5%. Okay, so they raised actually the 1% of it. Normally these ones are 4% and epics are 2%. So yeah, here you can say 2, 1. But apparently they decided to increase the reputation gain to 4%. Oh, that's because of course the specials in between now, isn't it? Yeah, okay, special gets 3, and these gets 4, and then legendary gets 5. So you got a little bit of extra reputation gain with these. I have to double check whether the reputation bonus cap is still there. Yep, 25%. So this thing gets a full 25% bonus. Although, yeah, 20 and then 10% already there, and yeah, that's for 34% in total. So it does waste a little bit of the reputation bonus. This thing comes with a 14% reputation bonus, which is decent but not very amazing. But this one will allow you to always get 25% more experience if you decide to buy it. Although you can also just pick up some decor items for relatively cheap on the market. I can't really show you because this is the dev server and there's nothing really on sale here. Don't think there's any offers or orders on here. Nope, no offers whatsoever on the dev server. So those are decent. They do come with these twin exhausts, but those are actually already existing components. I should have put them over there. One nice thing about this thing is you get 4 steering wheels. You don't get any non-steering, and of course steering is preferred over non-steering. So that's a plus for this pack. Overall, there's nothing too interesting in those parts. So the only thing that can redeem this thing is so far is the flute. So the flute has 6 ammo, 2 energy drain, very low durability, really low durability. Like these things will pop off really easily. And there's no ammo packs on here, guys. Just to point out, there's no ammo packs. So because you only get 6 shots max with these, you're gonna have to like modify the frame to like 2 6 longs here or something like that, or 8 longs and then a 6 long by 2 in the back, so you can get like 2 ammo packs in the middle there. Because otherwise you're gonna run out of ammunition pretty much instantly. And that's a big bummer for this one. So it means that you're gonna have to invest some of the coins that you bought with this pack into making the pack viable if you want to like use the weapons actually. Kind of bummer. But that's that. Of course, the deluxe comes with the new garage, and I'm gonna now load up the deluxe one. I guess I can actually show you the paints first. So, the paints they get. For the normal one, you get the paint smog, which you can see here on the vehicle, which is a grayish paint. Really nothing too interesting there. And on the deluxe version, you get midnight, which is an already existing paint, and the composite armor, which is this little hexagon paint, which I do think is pretty cool. But again, it's gonna be pretty much locked behind that really high paywall unless you buy it from other players on the market. So if I go to paint, like things like ashes exist, so for and haze, heavy clouds. So I'm gonna get that smog paint over here, and we're just gonna compare the different paints. Okay, so we're just gonna put it over there, so I can just pick it back immediately. Eroded metal. It gives pretty much the same color. Can I copy that, please? Yes, okay, I can. So that pretty much gives the same color again, but no, like you get the, of course, the erosion on it. This is again one of those patterns that you get on there. Pretty similar color, but I think heavy clouds will actually be very similar. Yeah, only slightly lighter. So for the people that actually, this is the only thing that I really see this paint be used for is actually a art build for a mouse tank or some other kind of dark gray colored German World War II tank. Because this is overall the darkest gray without anything on it. Like any patterns or whatever on it. So that's the only thing I can really see this paint to be used for. Compared to, yeah, this one. Because I do like the paint they have here, and of course you can see that some of these are painted with midnight again. It's only detail work. You can see the difference here with and without the midnight paint there. So I'm just gonna load it back up to make sure I have the original stuff because I painted a few parts next to them there earlier, and we're gonna load up the Assault Force Garage and see if it brings anything interesting similar to the Horseman's. I'll just again remind you guys that the Horseman's Apocalypse Garage has the track on the left here where you can have like test suspension. You have the wall, the half pipes, quarter pipes actually. You have to jump there, and again you have the suspension thing here where you can kind of test control for the vehicle when it's like bumping up and down. Which is not really anything too interesting, it's kind of like interesting details. So we're now loading up the Assault Force Garage. And you can see it's kind of like train station stuff here. You can hear some bells of what I think is a train. In the back you see some vehicles. And we're just gonna test drive this thing and see what it is like. So, okay, that's actually not, this is what I want to open. So, this is the map that it has. You have kind of the firing range right here. And if you then like sit right here, you have the accurate ranges for all the different targets, and that's where the Leviathan is spawned. You have the racing track over here, apparently. You have some water there. And, okay, so we do have quarter pipe right here. Let's see how drivable it is. It's pretty drivable. It actually seems to be even better drivable than the previous one. Then we have some water there, which we're going to take a look at in a second. First, we're going to go drive up these. And these seem to be like 3 different height variants of the ramps that we had on the Apocalypse Garage. Now we have some more ramps here, more quarter pipes around the corner, which we'll be looking at in a second. First, we're going to look at this. As this is a water area with the same bumps, which can really help you test your driving characteristics in water, I guess. And then let's see how we can drive on these quarter pipes. Yeah, these quarter pipes are actually like properly modeled, so you can actually like drive on them. That's really nice. Because with the ones in the Apocalypse Garage, you couldn't drive on them too well, to be honest. targets here seem to be the same as the ones seen normally. Not sure what that is. I'll assume that's where like AI spawns if you spawn AIs. Let's just try if I can. Yep, there. You can see they spawn from there. And that's already most of it, to be honest. Don't think there will be anything too interesting on this side. It's probably just the AI combat area. Citizen Hill, some more water. Don't know if that's gonna be anything. Okay, if I spawn AI, it doesn't do anything there. Kinda wish that would be like a big door that opened and a big like boss Leviathan, like a random Leviathan would spawn or something. That would be cool. But doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case here. So onto the weapons here again, the Flute. The Flute is a laser-guided weapon. Very low rate of fire, so I'm just gonna show off how it works immediately with the first shot, which is gonna be into my Leviathan, point blank. So when I'm about to shoot, lasers will appear and it will follow the lasers. If you're tracking the skybox, they will still track the lasers because apparently there's like you can actually hit the skybox with this thing, which is pretty nice, so that they don't really crash into the ground if you don't want them to. The damage, however, is very low, just slightly over 100 damage per weapon, which is really nothing too impressive. However, this thing does have a perk. For every second the missiles fly, the explosive damage increases by 10%. And while this is a very powerful perk, it is literally hard capped per second. If the missile flight time is 0.99 seconds, you do not get the bonus damage. So keep that in mind, because yeah, so there are gonna be distances like I'm gonna try right here. Probably should have higher damage at 359. And let's see a few more times if I can maybe exactly show you guys what it is. 345. Those are the 10% every time. So do note that this one grows exponentially. 332. 319. The flight time is actually you always take you get a few seconds always, so you don't notice it too much. I'll say so 328, and I'll just go slightly closer. And it might be just barely on the barrier, yeah. Seem to be right there. So yeah, this weapon can be again very powerful at long range. It also says that for only a few seconds after launch, you can set the direction using the laser designator. And we're gonna test that by wiggling this thing back and forth. And actually, I can still control them. I can control them all the way over there. That's actually pretty good. And of course, this thing does have the Doppler radar, so you can pretty much always see things. And they can do massive amounts of damage if they hit things properly. So what we're going to do is just get rid of the Doppler, and we're gonna grab ourselves a proper neutrino scope, and we're just gonna put it to the side here. And we're just gonna zoom in, and we're gonna hit that cabin. Right there. Here you can see about 500 damage. Pretty good numbers, but I can't 100% tell for sure because I did do a lot of damage towards that wheel. 476, again, yeah, almost 500 damage. So they can do decent damage, but only at a very, very long range. And I don't know how effective this will be because, of course, you're gonna have to keep those missiles on target. I mean, you can like aim up. Oh, but then of course you do risk hitting stuff. Let's see if I can aim them up here in the air and then let them rain down on that target. Seems like I can. But again, like, what will prevent the enemy from shooting these down, to be honest? I think what could be an option is just like having him go all the way up and then go back down. See if I can actually do that. Yep, we can. So I guess that would be an option. Aiming these all the way up into the air, giving them as much flight time as possible, and then raining them down on the enemy. As long as you don't hit the skybox, you should be fine, to be honest. So that's gonna like definitely be interesting. That's it. I don't think these weapons will really bring anything new to the table. I mean, we already had vertical launch guided missiles, but these are just a little bit more flexible in that regard because you can just aim, you can put them like this and then direct fire if you have to, or fire up if you have to. And you have an option in that, but overall this vehicle is not too special. Of course, the vehicle itself is designed rather poorly, needing quite a few modifications if you actually want to make it combat ready. If you want to, if you guys want to see me make a video on changing this thing in actual combat capable vehicle, comment down below. That's it. I hope you guys all enjoyed. And you're gonna have to make this judgment for yourself on whether you want to buy this thing or not. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one. See ya.